聞き取りにくい。聞き取りにくいな。For environmentalists, the destruction of ecology and civilization East Island around 1400 to 1600 had long been both mystery and metaphor for all times. We now know that giant sun statue, the direction of which resulted in the destruction of iron forests, related to culture and civilization. 早いんだよな、こいつ。なんでそんな早く読むの？チェスタチュー。Ancient Fairfield County. Due to such a narrow logic, a type of mass production very similar to our own, these islanders drove their ecology and society to the point of extinction. Are we headed for similar disaster today, only on planetary scale? To cut down again, thanks to globalization, internationalization, trade, jet plane, and internet, all countries are us today share resources and reflect each other, just as did Eastern living ground. Part of East Island was isolated from the Pacific Ocean and Earth into the space. When the East Island got in difficulty, they had nowhere to which they can flee. Nor shall we modern Earth people have resources elsewhere if their growth increase. Those are reasons why people see them. Uh, for environmentalists, the destruction of ecology and civilization of East Island around 1400 to 1600 have long been a mystery. We now know the giant sun statue, the direction of which resulted in the destruction of the island forest, and with them the whole ecology and civilization. The main symbol of an vestige of competing ships and clans. As John Darwin explains, a chief statue depends on his statue. Any chief who fails to get tree transport and the statue. Due to such a logic, a type of mass production very similar to our own, these islands drove ecology and society to the point of extinction. Have we headed for a similar disaster today, only on a planetary scale? To cut down again, thanks to globalization, international trade, jet planes, and the internet, all countries on Earth today share resources and affect each other, just as the least developing plants. Foreign Easter Island was isolated in the Pacific Ocean, as the others is a trade in space. Only the Easter Islands got into difficulties with nowhere to reach their fleet, or to reach their temple out. That's where it was trouble increased. But what may lie ahead in your own future? For environmentalists, this has long been both mystery and metaphor for all times. We now know that giant sun statue, The election featured resulted in the destruction of the island forest and vision for the ecology and civilization. But the main symbol of as Diamond explains, a chief statue depends on his stature. Any chief of the country is transformed and instructed. This is a general logic, a type of mass production very similar to our own. Each island drove the ecology and society to the point of extinction. We had a similar disaster today, only on planetary scale. To go down again, thanks to globalization, international trade, geopolitics, and the internet, our country on Earth share resources and respect each other, just as the Easter never crowns. Poland is has Earth in space. When the East Islands got into difficulty, they were nowhere to mm. Ranks of Israel society as metaphor, a worst-case scenario of what may lie ahead in our own future. For environmentalists, the destruction of ecology and civilization of each island around 1400 1600 has long been both mystery and metaphor for our times. We now know that the giant stone statue of the direction of which resulted in the destruction of the island forest, and which therefore ecology and civilization was the main symbol of power and prestige of keeping chief and the cross. A chief statue each year field can trade transport and electric structure. Your hand is other job. There are such a narrow logic, the type of mass production very similar to our own. These islands drove their ecology and society to the point of extinction. We had a similar disaster today, only on a planetary scale. We got them again, thanks to globalization, international trade, geopolitics, and internet. Our countries own airspace, share resources, and practice each other, just as the east of European currents. Poland is a Polynesian Easter Island. Polynesian Easter Island. They had nowhere to visit they go free. As people resources elsewhere have been increased. As a matter of a worst case scenario for what may lie. Ah, for environmentalists, the destruction of the ecology and civilization of each island of our 1400 1600 has long been both mystery and metaphor for our times. We now know the giant section direction of which resulted in the destruction of the island were the main symbols of the power and prestige of giving. Then such a direction of the island forest and with the whole culture and civilization as the main symbol of power and prestige of community of their clients. As Jensen explains, a chief statue is said to depend on statues. Any chief who fails to cut tree to transfer an erect statue will find themselves out of job. Due to seasonal logic, a type of mass production but similar to our own. This silence drove the ecology of society to the point of extinction. We have followed the disaster today only on a planetary scale. It could down again, thanks to globalization, international trade, ship planes, and the internet. All countries on Earth today share resources and respect each other, just as did East Syrian France. Polynesian East Island was isolated in Pacific Ocean, as the Earth is today in space. When the East Island got differently. There's nowhere to be secretly. No. Polynesia is an island isolated in the Pacific Ocean as the Earth. When the East Island got into difficulty, there's nowhere to reach their fleet. Uh-huh. As far as the theology and relation, the main symbol of the power and prestige okay. Ah, achieves this depend on his stature. A chief who follows a cat trade to transport an electric stature, or have a mass production based similar to their own. These islands belong to the Polynesian society to the point of extinction. We had for a similar disaster today, only on a planetary scale. To cut them again, thanks to globalization, international trade, Japan's internet, all countries on Earth today share resources and affect each other, just as it did Easter 11 crowns. Polynesian East Island was isolated in the Pacific Ocean, as the Earth in space. When the East Island got into difficulties, there was nowhere to reach their what do ah what to reach what if they could turn for help. This is elsewhere. Air travel increase. Global reason for people collapse. Huh? Massive global power and prestige of competing chief and other crowns. How Chandra might explain, the chief does depend on his stature. A chief who files a cat trade or transport an erect stature are found to have found himself out of job. Chiefs that depend on statures. A chief will cut to chief transport erect stature or have found himself out of jail. There is such of no logic, a type of mass production very similar to our own. These islanders drove the ecology and society to the point of extinction. We had recorded similar disasters today, only on a planetary scale, to cut down again. Thanks to globalization, international trade, shipments, and internet, all countries are free to resources and affect each other, just as each other in France. Polynesia is an island, but as the island in the Pacific Ocean as the Earth is in space. Internet, all countries have their special resources and reflect each other, just as their eating. Polynesia is an island, but as the island in the Pacific Ocean as the Earth is space. Huh? As the Earth is today in space. God. The Constellation and the Earth is today in space. The East Island got into difficulties. Got into difficulties. As for the Pacific Ocean and the Earth today in space. When the East got into difficulties. 3. Original people have no survival as people have resources elsewhere economical increase. Those are reasons why people see the crabs of our society as mindful. A worst case scenario for what may lie ahead. Uh, Interesting. Elsewhere is our increase. Those are reasons why people see the crabs of our society as mindful. A worst case scenario for what may lie ahead in your own future. Francis and study at medical. Best case scenario for what may lie ahead in one future. In three, that don't help. Elsewhere, it increase. Those are the reasons why people see the cracks of our society as medical. A worst case scenario for what may lie ahead in your own future. That is, they are not rich and free. Elsewhere, those are the reasons why people see the cracks of our society as medical. Worst case scenario for Rosemary after. ああ、早いね。何をそんな急いで読んでんの、こいつは。 For environmentalists, the destruction of the ecology and civilization reached around 1400 1600. The wrongdoing was massive and metaphor for our time. The now known to chance the eruption of which resulted in the destruction of the iron forest, our wisdom of our ecology and civilization. The main symbol of the power and prestige of competing chief was their class. A gigantic expense. The chief soldier depended on his statue. Any chief who failed to get ready to transport and make statue could have harmed themselves out of job. This is such a non-logic, a type of mass production very similar to our own. The East Island drove their culture and society to the point of extinction. We had a similar to the today, only on a macro scale. The cool time again. Thanks to globalization, international trade, shared planes, and internet, our country and actually share resources and affect each other, just as the Eastern Arabian clans. Polynesian Easter Island was as isolated in the Pacific Ocean as the Earth is today in space. But in Easter Island, getting difficulty, there is nowhere to which they can flee if they can go fed. Still, the data for people to collapse on Easter Island society as a metaphor, a worst case scenario for what may lie ahead in our own future. Disaster today, only on a planetary scale, we go down again. Thanks to globalization, international trade, jet planes, and internet, our country resources affect each other, just as this relevant crime. Polynesian East Island was isolated in the Pacific Ocean. Our Earth is today in space. When the East Island got in difficulties, there is nowhere to they can as Earth stays in place. When the East Island got in difficulties, they could flee. There's nowhere to which they could flee. There's nowhere to which they could flee. There's nowhere to which they could flee. Thanks to globalization, international trade, jet planes, and internet, our country and us share resources and each other, just as did the Eastern European crowds. Polynesian Eastern Iceland was isolated in the Pacific Ocean, and the Earth is today in space. When Easter Island got in difficulty, there was nowhere to which they could flee, but of which they could turn for help. And the Earth is today in space. When the Easter Island got into difficulty, there was nowhere to which they could flee, but of which they could turn for help. No Russian modern as people have resources elsewhere if our travel increases. Those are reasons why people still crowds or Easter Island society as a metaphor. A worst case scenario where for, for that is why people see across the Iron Society as a metaphor, a worst case scenario for what may lie ahead in our own future. Uh, each other. Just as distant living clouds. Coordination Israel was isolated in the Pacific Ocean, and the Earth in space. When East Islands got in difficulty, there was nowhere to which they could flee, or to which they could turn for help. No ocean where modern Earth people have resources elsewhere if the trouble increased. Those are reasons why people see the collapse of East Island society as a metaphor, a worst-case scenario of what may lie ahead in your own future, to which they can flee, or with some help. This is the 11 clubs. Polynesian Easter Island was isolated in the Pacific Ocean as Earth in space. When the Easter Island got in difficulty, there was nowhere to which they could flee. But Polynesian Easter Island was isolated in the Pacific Ocean as the Earth is today in space. When the Easter Island got into difficulty, there was nowhere to which they could flee. What would they? 聞こえねっつうの。ああ。なんてかわかんねえわ。全 only they could turn for help. Or to which they could turn for help. Or to which they could turn for help. But each arm can check this. There is nowhere to save. Ah, nowhere to which they could flee. 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 Nowhere to they could flee. Nowhere to which they could. Nowhere to which they could flee. Nowhere to which they could flee. Nowhere to which they could flee. Iceberg in space. Got into difficulties. Got into difficulties. Iron does. Iron does got into difficulties. Got into difficulties. Just as usually don't cross. That's the Pacific Ocean. And out there in space. If they could flee, what if they could turn for help? And the Earth there in space. When the East Islanders got into difficulty, there was nowhere else they could flee. What if they could turn for help? Pacific Ocean and the Earth there in space. When the East Islanders got into difficulty, there was nowhere to which they could flee. What if the national remote people? Ha. Fundamentals: the destruction of the ecology and civilization reached the island around 1400–1600, has long been lost to mystery and myth for authors. We now know the giant stone statue. The action of which resulted in the destruction of the iron forest, and reason for archaeology and civilization. The main symbol of the power and prestige of competing chief and tech crowns. The Jericho explains, a chief statue depends on his stature, and chief and fire to courage. The main symbol of power and prestige of competing chief and crowns. The Jericho explains, a chief's status depends on his stature. A chief who failed to complete to transfer an statue would have found himself out of job. This is such a non-logic, a type of metal production very similar to our own. The Easter Island drove the culture and society to the point of extinction. And we had to assimilate that today, only on a private scale, to cut them again. Thanks to globalization, international trade, Japanese and internet, North country and last today share research and reflect each other, just as daily Eastern element currents. Polynesian is silent, was isolated in the Pacific Ocean, and the Earth is laid in space. When the East Island carrying the difficulty, there is nowhere to physically free, what to physically for help, nor shall we modern Earth people have resources to elsewhere in our travel in place. Those are the reasons why people see the crabs or East Island society as a metaphor. In the last case scenario, the work may lie ahead in your own future. In your own future. For one may lie ahead in your own future, in your own future, in our own future.